know this cute old TV show, Sandra, the fairytale detective or whatever, Like, when you first view the TV show, you're like, it's just a silly kids show, probably shouldn't give it a look or whatever. But it actually is a good show for all ages to get into and watch. And when I first, saw this cartoon, I was like, whatever. Not really thinking of it. And I actually got to watch episodes of it, and it's one of my favorite TV shows to watch. Well, growing up. And basically, the story is a little girl who's born into a family. Her grandfather was a fairy tale detective, and she gets pulled into this universe of fairy tales, and she continues her grandfather's legacy as a fairy tale detective. Sometimes the stories were just something that goes wrong in the story, but most of the time it was solving mysteries that happened with different stories and what was going on, or helping someone that needed help in the story. Or she needed to make everything right. And she had a sidekick guy, which was this green elf that was a scaredy cat, but he used to work with her grandfather. And since her grandfather was so famous in this, in fairy tale world, she was, everyone knows who she is, everyone knows basically who her family is, that kind of famous. And I remember what I found actually good about this cartoon, that it kept me interesting and it did not play onto the fable stereotype they try to do. Another thing, another place people do this was in the game The Wolf Among Us. Because The Wolf Among Us and this TV show, I feel like, bring out not trying to make the stereotypes of the characters, but try and bring them like they're their own people and not what their story says. It kind of feels weird comparing this TV show to that game, but I feel like it should, just because both do, I think, well with the concept of the fables and stories, but it does not, it keeps it PG because it's a TV show in a way. But then I liked how some of the characters, design was or is. But what I mostly find problem with this TV show is that this theme song was annoying on its own right. And some of the stories, they just went over trying to fix what went wrong, which reminded me of the TV show Super Why, which I didn't like those episodes, but they don't do that episode hardly, so yeah. And I forgot what her assistant or sidekick's name was, but I found his voice at times annoying as hell, even as a kid. But I still love the cartoon to this day, and it's worth the watch.